What's up? What's up? It's your girl Shantika, and I'm back for another video. And this video is actually going to be a very information packed video answering most of the questions that I have been getting repeatedly through email and through other different areas in the comments and everything like that. And I really wanted to give you guys as much information as I could possibly give to tell you how I was able to overcome infertility and get pregnant naturally. And yeah, so stay tuned. So what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna update you guys on where we are now, and then I will give you some of the things that I did to get pregnant and some of the supplements I used. I have everything on deck here for you guys, and I have all of the information that you guys, a lot of people have been asking from me. So today is Sunday. What is today's date? I should have figured that out before I started this, but today is August 15th 2021. If you're new here, sorry if you're new here, my name is Shantika, and I have been going through infertility for like years. It has taken me years to get pregnant, and so I just wanted to save some of you who have, you know, simple issues. Like my issue was very simple. I wanted to save some of you who have a simple issue the years, the time, and the stress, and just cut through the chase and get you guys where you need to be so that you can get pregnant. So today, at August 15th, I am 7 weeks today. I turned 7 weeks. My weeks switch over every Sunday, and yeah, today I'm 7 weeks today, and I was able to push up my first prenatal appointment. I told you guys in the last vlog and the announcement vlog that my first prenatal appointment wasn't scheduled until the 16th, which would be what, Tuesday or tomorrow, Monday. But I was able to get that appointment pushed up because somebody canceled. And also I had to go to the hospital because I was having some discomfort and I had a bladder infection. So I had to get that taken care of. And then, I don't know, the ER doctor was under the impression that my pregnancy was ectopic. I don't know where he got that from, but it turns out that the pregnancy is not ectopic. And so yeah, he tried to scare me, but I've been through the worst fears with my last pregnancy, so I learned to just chillax, chill out. I wasn't having any symptoms of an ectopic pregnancy. And if you're unfamiliar with an ectopic pregnancy, it's just a pregnancy that is developing in your fallopian tubes. And so so I was just like, I wasn't having any bleeding, still not having any bleeding, still not having any cramps or any pain at all. And so I knew, you know, I was okay. And plus I've already had my first ultrasound at the doctor's office, so we're good. So let me just go back. I found out that I was pregnant, was it 2 weeks ago? Almost 2 weeks ago. I was 4 weeks and what, 2 or 3 days. And yeah, so I had back in April, I had a procedure done. For those of you who are new, I'm sorry for those of you who've been here, but I have to give the people a brief synopsis of how we got to this point. I had a procedure called a hysterosalpingogram, which is an x-ray of the fallopian tube where the doctor inserts blue dye in your fallopian tubes to see if there are any blockages. Where I had a little small blockage and he was able to push that through. And so he told me that my right tube was completely clear and my left tube was partially blocked. And so, but he didn't indicate that I would have any issue getting pregnant because all you need is one fallopian tube. That's all you need. And so he told me that it would take at least 3 months. He was just like, you're probably pregnant in like 3 months, you know? And so I was taking my supplements and doing what we do to get pregnant. And the first, I was under the impression, since I did have one open tube, that I would get pregnant right away. I had the same procedure before I conceived my oldest, my 7-year-old Viola. And I had the procedure, and then my cycle came and I got pregnant the very next cycle. And so I thought that that was gonna happen again, and it did not. And when that first month passed by, I was kind of like bummed out. And so I was just like, man, whatever, it is what it is. And the doctor and I had already discussed that if I don't get pregnant in the next few months, we would go on ahead and move forward with an IUI, because that was the purpose of my visit at the fertility specialist, is that we would do IUI. And so I forgot about it, and I was just living life. We were preparing Viola for school. I was trying to get her into this private school, but it didn't work out, and because it was just a bunch of interviews and, you know, the hustle and bustle of all of that process, it was very tiring and very busy, and it just ended up not working out. And so I had to, then she had been homeschooled for the last year because of COVID, y'all remember. And so I had to, the way K-12 is an online public school, they mail you a whole bunch of school supplies. And so I had to, and they mail all this stuff like months before school starts. And so I hadn't made a decision on where she was going to school, but I did not withdraw her from her online school yet. And so I was so busy trying to withdraw her from the school. You have to put in a letter and do all this stuff, and then I had to go to my PO box and mail all that stuff back. And then her birthday was coming up, and she had begged me to have a birthday party. And so we decided, I didn't want to do a birthday party at one of those play places because they wanted like $800. And I was just like, no, we'll do it at the park. I didn't realize how inexpensive it was to have a party in a pavilion, you know, rent like one of those little pavilions and shelters, have a party. And it turned out really great. Family and friends came out, and we had a blast. And this whole time I was pregnant and didn't even know it. And her birthday party was like the 25th of July. And that day I felt horrible because I was so tired, because I did my first balloon arch. I did all of these wonderful, time-consuming and tiring things with decorations, food, and, you know, party favors. It was a lot. And so I was extremely tired the whole day. My husband kept, you know, talking to me like, what's wrong with you? You look crazy. And I was just like, I am so tired. I was extremely fatigued, and I just thought it was because I was working so hard. And so the next day, Vern was just like, where's your period? Like, for real. Like, I hadn't seen it in a while. You know, apparently my period must be a production, because he did that. He predicted my pregnancy with valerian as well, because he kept saying, where's your period? Where's your period? Where's your period? Because, you know, when you have a husband that's, you know, you can't, you know, he can't get in that. Let's just put the shit on out there. He can't get none during my period. So of course he knows when my period comes, because he's on ice for that 4 or 5 days. And since we've been TTCing, we've been very active. You know, we grown, we adults, we're married folks, you know, or in committed relationships. We can talk, you know, we can talk straight, right? I sure hope so. So he was just like, yeah, but like, where's your period? You haven't been talking about it or nothing like that. And, you know, we've been active just like heavy. I said, well, I don't really know. I'm not really worried about my period. I'm just trying to get through this party. And so the next day I had went to Walmart to do like a fill-up haul on groceries. And I said, you know what, let me just pick up a pregnancy test, and I'm gonna wait a whole week. That was like a Monday, because I am not one of these people, it's nothing wrong if you are, that like to test all the time. I just don't like to see negative tests, and it's a waste of money. But if that's what you like to do, you like to test, that's perfectly fine for you. But I don't like to test, because I don't like to see negative signs. And so I said, well, I'll give it another week. I know if I'm really, really pregnant, it's gonna pop up on Sunday. So Tuesday, he was just like, well, did you buy a pregnancy test? And I was just like, yeah, I brought a pregnancy test. He's like, well, just take it now. And so y'all already know the story. I took it, and I didn't even have to wait a minute or 3 minutes. As soon as it came up positive immediately. And he was just like, I told you you was pregnant. I knew you was pregnant. And he always know. And so yeah, so the HSG did what it was supposed to do. And so that is the first thing that I always try to tell people who are struggling to get pregnant. The very, very first thing you need to do is consult a doctor, whether it be your obstetrician, or go seek out a fertility specialist. Get your behind off of YouTube, get off of Google. Don't take no supplements, don't do none of that stuff, because if you have an issue that is a little bit complicated, the supplements are not going to help you. I'm just going to tell you, because I've been taking supplements for years, and what helped me, maybe it thinned it out, you know, the blockages or whatever, maybe it thinned it out. But that HSG, baby, like when he pushed that liquid through, it hurt like, you know, it's like a jolt. It hurt. I ain't gonna tell you that it don't hurt. But whatever he did, he cleared them. Some people's issue is a little bit more complicated than that, and you may have to get IVF or an IUI or whatever, but at least you'll know your diagnosis. And that's why I try to tell people, like, before you ask questions, and there's nothing wrong with asking questions, because experience is the best teacher. And I try to share what I know and what I've gone through, because maybe I can help somebody else. But I'm not a doctor. I can't diagnose your specific situation if you don't have a concrete diagnosis of what's happening to you. And so I could tell you how many times to take the serapeptase, how many pills to take. I can tell you all that stuff. But if you have a severe blockage, or you have lesions on your reproductive organs, or, you know, something else is crazy going on, them supplements ain't gonna do nothing but frustrate you. And so my symptoms we'll just start at from 4 weeks to 7 weeks. I've had, of course, frequent urination. My breasts hurt so bad. Even to this day, they still really, really, really hurt. I've just, in the last couple of days, you probably done seen it already, I have excessive saliva, which is, the medical term for that is called thyroidism. Starts with a P. I'll put the spelling up here. It's called thyroidism. I do have that spitting thing that I do during pregnancy, but with my last pregnancy with Valerian, I had a fantastic MFM, which is a maternal fetal specialist, and she prescribed me Benadryl, which dried up the saliva. But because it's not as bad yet, secondly, I've been drinking a lot of water, so that calms it down. I don't want to really take anything, you know, this early in pregnancy. And so I've been just dealing with it. You know, I've had, my nausea has been fleeting. It's not constant. Thank you, Jesus. But I can't even say anything. I'm like scared to say, like, I'm terrified, because y'all know if y'all have been a long time subscriber, a long time viewer of my pregnancy, I have horrible hyperemesis. Valerian's pregnancy was especially horrible because I was so sick I had to have a Zofran pump. And so yeah, every day I feel like I'm deteriorating. Like every single day I wake up more nauseous than the day before. And what's been helping is getting up and having breakfast right away, and I feel a little bit better. I've been doing smoothies with spinach and frozen fruit with yogurt, and it's been cooling my nerves and cooling myself, and it really takes the nausea away. So that's been helping me. So yeah, so nausea, tender breasts, frequent urination, and that's, oh, and insomnia. I get up 4 o'clock in the morning every single day. That was like my first indication too, because I had the same thing with Valerian. Getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, wide awake. and can't go back to sleep. So I just put on a show, watch it for an hour, and then go back to sleep. The nausea has gotten to the point where this weekend has been especially difficult for me because I've been getting up like starving, sickly hungry. That's what I call it. I call it sickly hungry, where I have to eat something, I have to put something in my body, or I'm gonna dry heave because I have nothing in my stomach. I'm gonna try to throw up. And so I've been really sick. One morning it was so bad, I was like bent over the kitchen sink. I didn't know what else to do. I was just calling Vern, like, just please help me, you know, I'm trying to thug it out. And he was just like, where's your Zofran, because I got some Zofran, but I've been like hoarding it, just like, don't take it, you know, unless I absolutely have to. And that morning I was only able to just get like some cold water because I like ice water, and so I took a sip of ice water, and then I was able to take the Zofran. It's the ones that dissolve in the tongue, because I can't swallow because the nausea prevents me from swallowing, because the gag reflex was like, you know, I just get ready to throw up. So that has been happening from week 4 to week 7. So we just trying to manage this nausea and trying to thug it out, but it ain't pretty. It ain't pretty. Some dull tightening and stretching in my lower abdomen, and that's, you know, to be expected. Whenever I have a full stomach, whenever I eat or whatever, I can feel the heaviness of my lower abdomen. And so that's one thing. I was able to go see my doctor, who's all the way, I live in South Florida, he's all the way in Boynton Beach. So it's a good hour drive from where I live, which is fine. I don't care. You know, it gives me a chance to deliver at a completely different hospital, because I had my 2 children at an area hospital close by, and so now I get to deliver at another hospital. So hopefully I get a private room. If I don't, it ain't no big thing. And so he's a really, really nice doctor. He's Hispanic and he's male. I prefer male obstetricians because they're, number one, more, in my experience, don't come for me, in my experience, they're more gentle, you know, in regards to vaginal exams and overall physicals, whatever they do to you, they're very gentle, versus women just like try to ram their fingers up in you, like, calm down, don't you have a vagina too? You know, he's really funny. He's young. He's like young as in like mid-40s. He's not really, really old, because the older obstetricians, they kind of don't want to, they want to do old school medicine that's kind of obsolete, and you know, yeah, they just kind of cantankerous. But he's young, he has small children, and he really related to me because he was like, my wife had an HSG too, those things really do the trick. And so he made me laugh and made me smile, and he was just like, because he did my my pap smear in, was it May? I think it was May. And I was telling him all about it, and he was like, well, come back, I'll see you when the magic happens. And so when I walked into his office on Friday, and he was like, Miss Roper, you're back. I said, you told me to come back when the magic happens, and the magic happened. He said, hot dog, we're pregnant. I said, yes, sir. He just made me feel really good, because I could not even sleep. I was so scared for this first appointment. I was terrified. And so, and also he has an updated office where he has an ultrasound machine in every single examination room, which I thought was fantastic, because my 2 previous OBs, they outsourced all of their ultrasounds, which was annoying, because with Vila's pregnancy, I had to go all the way to Weston. If you don't know anything about South Florida, don't even worry about it. But Weston is like an hour drive away from where I live. It's way out west. And then with Valerian's pregnancy, I had to go to it wasn't far from my house, but it was just another office that I had to visit, like another place I had to go. And so I had one doctor's office to go, I had to go to this office to do an ultrasound. It was just a lot of moving parts that just is unnecessary when you're sick and pregnant. And so to have an obstetrician that is a one-stop shop, he has everything in his office, gave me, you know, peace of mind. And so we talked about it, and he was just like, we're pregnant, let's see what's going on. And he was just like, listen, at the time I was only 6 weeks and 5 days, and so he was just like, I'm not expecting to see anything, but I, you know, see the gestational I think they call it the gestational sac or the womb or whatever. You know, I just want to make sure everything is formed and everything is okay, nothing's ectopic or whatever. And I did have a cyst on my right side, according to the ER physician, and the ultrasound that I did at the ER, I had a pretty large cyst. And so he did an ultrasound, and the cyst has burst, and he said that there was blood on the side next to the pregnancy. And so he did tell me, he said in very, very small cases that blood can cause a miscarriage to the pregnancy, but in the majority of cases, it usually is absorbed in the body and it goes away. And so he gave me instructions that no sex. He said no sex, and because of my history of my water breaking and me going into labor at 36 weeks, I had Vila at 36 weeks and 2 days, and I had Valerian at 36 weeks and 3 days. He is going to give me a steroid shot at 16 weeks. And I said, fine, it's okay. And so, you guys want to see the little beanie? I'm gonna see if I can see. I have the ultrasound picture. You can't see nothing, but I just gonna show y'all because I know y'all want to see. And so, he did schedule me to come back in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, I will be 9 weeks, and by then you'll be able to definitely see the fetus, and he'll be able to measure and give me, you know, his due date. You know, babies come when they want to come, but, you know, give him, you know, he'll give me a due date at that time. And yeah, so without further ado, I've been calling the baby Beanie. Little Beanie, because that's what it is. Like, whenever you watch pregnancy and you go like week by week, it's a little bean. And when you have the pregnancy app, it says the baby is as big as a sweet pea. That's a little beanie. So I've been calling the baby Beanie. So here y'all go, hold on. Okay, so for those of you that care, here's the pregnancy test, the positive pregnancy test. I have it in the Ziploc bag because I put all the children's pregnancy tests in their baby book. I'm weird, I don't care. So that's the clear plus sign, and then that's the pregnant. And then here is, shoo, don't throw it. Here is Beanie, right there. You can't see anything. And over in this area is where he said that this dark area is like blood or whatever. And so yeah, you can't really see it. And so that's my ultrasound. At 2 o'clock in the morning, like I was before I found out I was pregnant, I was, you know, on YouTube trying to find out if my symptoms were this, that, and the third, you know, just give you a little peace of mind. And for my TTCers, I have something for everyone. And so for my TTCers, I'm going to show you the supplements that I was using to help myself conceive. But you need to see a physician to get your diagnosis. There's nothing wrong with taking supplements, but you need to have that base knowledge of what you're going through so you know how to proceed, and you don't wait years. I mean, you don't know what you don't know. You don't wait years of your life thinking that you have to pay 40 or 50 grand for IVF when all you gotta do is get an HSG and boom, shakalaka. You know what I'm saying? So I'll go ahead and show you what I used. Okay, so here's the pre-seed, because TTCing can be very hard on the vagina, and so this is a sperm-friendly lubricant. For those who don't know, if you know, don't worry about it. Hush. These are for the folk that don't know. Pre-seed, this is a brand new tube, because we don't need it anymore, but we're gonna still use it if we need to. But we can't have sex for a while, so I'll probably use this like in the later months or whatever, or just keep it. I don't think it goes bad. But anyway, we got womb enzyme, which helps with decreasing any type of scar tissue, and serapeptase is the same thing. And I also use something called Fertilate for women. While you're TTCing, you still have to take prenatal vitamins, because you never know when pregnancy happens. And see, I didn't find out until I was 4 weeks and 5 days. So by me taking these prenatals, you give your baby a head start to nutrition before you get that positive pregnancy test. These are horse pills. You're gonna need a pill cutter. Right now I am Queen Nausea. I cannot take these pills. Even if I cut them, they're too thick. I cannot swallow them. So right now I have switched to the Spring Valley prenatal multivitamins with DHA, folic acid, and I take these every single day without question. And of course, people, drink your water. Drink your water. That is everything that I went through from weeks 4 to week 7. And my next appointment is August the 30th, and so I will come back with another vlog and we'll let you know how that appointment went. In the meantime and in between time, we just living life. We got school starting. I got heads to braid. And I should take some video of how I braid their hair and stuff like that. I might do a back to school hair braiding video for those who want some easy back to school hairstyles to do on little girls or whatnot. And so I may do a video, because I have not been feeling like vlogging, y'all. Like, I was supposed to been vlog, but I've been tired. So I'm pretty sure y'all can understand I'm really tired. So if you have any questions, comments, please leave them down below. If you don't feel comfortable putting your business out there, please email me at roperfamily2012@yahoo.com. I also have my PO box set up already, and so whatever it is that you want to ask, feel free to ask. I'm as honest as they come. Of course, I would never be rude to anybody who asks me a legitimate question, and if I have an answer, I will give you if I have the knowledge, I will give you an honest answer. But if I don't, I will steer you into the direction of someone that knows. Fair enough? Fair enough. And so yeah, it's Sunday. Vern's home. The kids are with him. Hallelujah. So I was able to, I said, man, let me do a vlog real quick, because tomorrow's gonna be kind of hectic, because I'm gonna be braiding hair, because Violet goes back to school on Wednesday. So it's gonna be me and Valerian, and she has open house actually on Tuesday. So I don't want her going up meeting her teacher for the first time. First impressions are lasting impressions. So I want her hair to be done. So all we got to do is tie that thing down and we're good to go. And so yeah, so tomorrow's gonna be busy for me doing 2 heads, and so I'm praying that this baby is a boy, so I can just brush that head back, and we can deuces. But I mean, whatever gender we get, we're thankful for. But I'm really hoping that it's a boy. Like, we need some testosterone. Poor Vern, he's outnumbered. And so yeah, but that's it, guys. If you have any question, comments, please enjoy this vlog. Turn on your notifications so that whenever I upload. Like, and please subscribe, y'all. please subscribe. Share if you can, if you want to share this video with anybody who's TTCing or think they pregnant, want to be pregnant, thinking about getting pregnant, struggling to get pregnant. Just share this vlog so that they'll have a little bit of knowledge and get a little bit of advice. And I will see you guys in the next vlog. Peace and hair grease. Bye bye.